Altitude, definitely. I know it's a higher altitude, but besides that, that's about it for me.
What do you do to prepare yourself for the altitude?
Hydration, lots of hydration, lots of running. After practice, I did a few running today, but definitely hydration.
Will it affect the rotation and substitutions if, for example, you're like on a go route or something and
No, I feel like the nuance of that is still going to be the same. Like if I run a go route, if I run a go route and I have time to get back, I'll come back. But if I don't, then, get another guy in there for a play.
What's the challenge of going up against a guy like Patrick Surtain?
Kind of the same as Sauce as far as the frame. You know what I mean? Tall guy, long, super patient. Definitely, and not just him, the defensive scheme, their D-line, I think they got like most sacks in the league right now. So definitely a lot of stuff to combat, but I feel like we got the guys to do that.
You relish those kind of games? You relish those kind of games against someone like Patrick Surtain?
Yeah, definitely high competition. And like I said, I definitely know and believe that we got the guys to compete.
They play a lot of man outside because of the pass rush. Do they? Is that what you see? And
Yeah.
It make your eyes wide when you see man?
Oh, yeah, most definitely, and especially when we can catch it, cover one man to be specific. They play a lot of 3-match, 2, which is zone treated like man. So definitely man eyes, I expect it from them.
Why do you think you and CD have meshed so well?
Just definitely the chemistry. Like kind of what I said, the training camp, let alone all the way back to when we was just throwing routes in Georgia with that. So definitely the camaraderie of all the guys being together outside of the locker room.
Did you feel that with CD, like right from the beginning, right when you got here?
Yeah, most definitely. Like I said, he was one of the first people that I talked to during the trade before I even got here. So most definitely.
When you said that you guys had 2 #1 wide receivers at the Kyler Murray softball thing, what did that do for you when you have a guy like CD Lamb, who's obviously been in trends, you're done really well, but he's like,
Yeah.
hey, we are 2 #1s.
I feel like that's something he believes, me too as well. And I feel like it was just early him saying that so guys couldn't really, see it, believe it. We didn't play a game yet. But me and him definitely believed it the whole season.
How different is it going up against a corner like Surtain? You mentioned it's like playing Sauce. When you played Sauce, it was just you out there, CD wasn't out there. How different is it going up against a guy like that with CD also on the field?
With CD also out there, is going to be a lot of me on the other guy too. You see what I mean? So definitely a lot of different looks and a lot of different schemes. But I say Sauce just in terms of the same type of mentality as the Jets defense, man eyes, with a good D-line.
Over the shoulder grabs against Washington, how do you practice that concentration? That's a difficult thing to do.
Yeah, just tracking the ball. Always keep your eye on the ball. I feel like I've always been good at that. Whether it's a guy pushing me or he's right here, I'm always just looking at that black little dot in there.
Have you spent much time around Damari and Overshown since you've been here?
Yeah, I have, especially in training camp when he was getting back and stuff. He was always walking around. I'm glad to see we're getting him back too as well. So, like I said, the full train is people are getting on board for sure.
You talked about the over. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. What does it do for the energy of the team having a guy like that back?
It boosts it for sure because knowing you're going to get a guy that we've already seen produce crazy plays and, explosive tackles and stuff like that, it kind of excites everybody, especially the guys on defense, I know for sure.
Considering the injuries he's had such a positive attitude about just coming back. How infectious is that?
Super infectious. That's kind of something I noticed too. Like me first getting here, then knowing that guys were like, oh, he's out, because I didn't even know at first. And then just seeing his demeanor, then you would never know he was hurt or injured or anything.
You talked about the over-shoulder catches and how you stay calm, waiting for the ball. How do you do that? Where does that come from?
A little bit of punt return too in high school. Just when you play punt return, you got a good punter and you got to wait on the ball. You know what I mean? And watch guys downfield as well. So I feel like some of that come into play, but definitely the late hands as well. It's kind of part of it.
Do you think
Is
that makes
late
it
hands an
easier
instinct or a learned trait?
It's kind of a learning trait because you can go too late and miss the ball. So.
Do you think it makes it easier to generate defensive pass interferences when guys are full speed running and you can be calm in the moment?
Yeah, most definitely. Because my body language is calm, definitely, when the ball's in the air and he's kind of panicking. So it looks bad on his part.
You guys are coming off a big win. Broncos are coming into this game after having a historic comeback happy win. What's the energy you're expecting coming into the stadium?
Lots of energy. Kind of like you said, they just came back in the fourth quarter, seeing people talking about it. They won the game. So I know their energy is going to be high. I feel like if we come in there to match that, it's going to be a good game.
Demo got some bag like a deep back receiver.
Yeah. Demo is another type of build that I've never seen, especially at the linebacker position. He can do everything. So I ain't never seen that, let alone I've seen only highlights. I'm kind of ready to see it in real time.
What about his dress and tape and everything?
It's a different swag. I told you, he's a different type of dude. I told you, I'm just waiting to see it in person because it's my first year here.
You know, that's how they describe you.
Yeah. Most definitely.
What makes those Crimson Tide corners so good?
I feel like the scheme, that's actually a good question because that's the only word they can translate to. You see what I mean? They can't just come in the league just straight out of high school. I feel like Bama's cover 4 match, kind of like what the Eagles play, is kind of what makes Bama corners more patient. Also, Bama got a good D-line. They stay with a good D-line, so they always going to have man eyes.
Did being mic'd up excite you or make you nervous?
I honestly forgot I was mic'd up, to be honest. But after I seen the clips and stuff like that, I feel like it was super fun. Super good engagement for the fans as well.
Thank you.
Michigan
You're
State.
here halfway through the year, and just so relaxed you are because we talked about the reputation in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
There's always something going on, in a sense.
Yeah.
Are you surprised yourself that, hey, this is relaxing, this is cool?
I'm not really surprised, but I feel like the world is. But me, like I said, just going to work every day. That's kind of what I've always been doing. That's why I was kind of shocked myself.
Why the Michigan shoes?
Friend kind of gifted them to me.
A bet with what was that?
Nah, I asked him for it because in college we beat Michigan, like 60-something. You remember that game?
Javonte, what kind of advice can you give your teammates as far as playing in Mile High? Obviously, the altitude can kind of affect those guys. Just what kind of advice can you give those guys?
Yeah, just hydrate. I mean, it might be hard to breathe probably the first 2 quarters, but once you get used to it, I mean, we'll be all right.
No chip on your shoulder at all. You know, this team that drafted you and they decided to move away from you. I mean, I know you moved on. You like it here, but just personally, no payback, no chip at all.
I mean, I'm just going to go out there and play my game, do what I got to do, and try to make plays for my teammates.
You look at it more as you moved on from them than they moved on from you in any kind of way? Like, it's your decision to leave, too.
Yeah, right. I feel like it was kind of just mutual. They wanted to go a different route. I felt like the Cowboys wanted me, so that's where I wanted to be at.
Did you talk to Sean Payton before you left there about the decision or anything?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't talk about what was going to go on. He just told me that he was going to stay in contact with me and stuff like that. But, I mean, it went how it went, so.
It happened quick, too. It was within a couple of days. How fast was that process for you?
Yeah, I mean, once free agency started, the phone started ringing. A lot of teams started calling. But I felt like the Cowboys was the best place for me. I just felt the love, and I'm glad I'm here.
Why here?
I just like it. I feel like out of everybody, they showed the most interest, and I just like how they was talking, the scheme, and everything like that. So, yeah, I just wanted to be here.
Did they counter Dallas's offer at all?
I don't know. Probably my agent.
What about the scheme fits you? I mean, Shotty talked about liking big backs.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know what he told you.
Yeah. He just said he liked to run the ball. He liked to be physical. And I felt like that was right up my alley. I like those things, too. He just told me to come in and compete, and however it shake out, that's how I go.
Running backs are kind of built on momentum a lot of times. When you have a run like you did to start the game, last game going through Marshawn Lattimore like you did, what does that do for you, and what do you think that did for your teammates?
Yeah, anytime you can set the tone first play with a play like that, I feel like it's, like you said, it's good for the entire game, and I feel like it turned us up. A couple of plays later, we had a big touchdown, a good drive, and I just felt like the offense was clicking last game, and hopefully we can keep it going.
Does that get you hyped up, though, too, when you have a run like that?
Yeah, for sure. And just knowing that the O-line, they came to play. I mean, the hole was wide open. So when I see a run like that, first play, I'm like, oh, yeah, this is going to be a good game.
Why do you feel like you've had so much success on breaking the big run at the end of the first half to set the Cowboys up to score Jets game last week against Washington?
Yeah, probably just because of the playmakers on the field. I mean, it's a lot of people you got to worry about. You can't just try to key in on one player because there's other players that can hurt you too. And then the O-line, I mean, they're doing a great job. And then you got a veteran quarterback that's playing lights out. So, I mean, it ain't one thing that you can focus on.
How much healthier would you say you are today, leave alone the bumps and bruises of this season, but compared to your last year in Denver?
Really, I feel like it was just confidence, just understanding the scheme, the plays, and then just, I mean, making plays. Once you make one play, you want to keep going, make more plays. So just that momentum, like you said a while ago, you just got to keep that momentum going.
As far as your injury is concerned, though, are you the same guy today that you were last year, or has that improved health-wise?
Yeah, I feel like I'm the same player I was last year. I felt like just mentally, I feel like I'm on a different level. Just understanding the plays and things like that, and I feel like that's what the NFL is. Everybody on the field is talented. Everybody fast, so you're not gonna just beat people with just pure speed or just talent. You gotta actually have a plan.
Talk about that mental part. The Cowboys have looked at you as their starting running back since the day they signed you. I mean, how much does their belief in you kind of help with your mental side of things?
A lot, because, I mean, everybody going to make mistakes, but once you make one mistake, I mean, the coaches still believe in you, knowing that you can make plays, so, I mean, that goes a long ways.
Have you heard from any old teammates this week?
I talked to a couple players, but they know the same thing. It's go time.
Jersey already trying to fight for that? Are they trying to fight for the jersey swap?
It's like two people that said they wanted to get my jersey, but we're just going to see how it shake out. Might have to play rock, paper, scissors or something.
No buck love? What do you do routine-wise during the week to make sure your body's right?
I got like a routine. I get massages, acupuncture, cold tub, hot tub, things like that, and like soft tissue. Just trying to stay on the little things before it becomes something major down the road.
Is that something that you added to this year, or is that something you kind of always done?
The acupuncture is new. CD actually introduced me to that. This is my first time ever doing that, and I feel like it helped with like my flexibility and just being able to open up and run. So yeah, I feel like that's been huge.
What was it like just having his energy and vibe out there?
Yeah, it was great. You know, he came out there swagged out. You know, everybody turned their head looking at him. But it was great having him back, having a leader back in that linebacker room. And it was just good seeing him back to his normal self.
Did it feel like he even skipped a beat? I mean, what was his kind of execution like?
Yeah, he was flying around out there in Indy. This is my first time seeing him play in person. So my first time seeing him, it was a great sight to see. So if he's not back, he looked darn good.
Have you had a chance to look at his tape from last year before he got injured?
Kind of like highlights, not full game clips.
But just based on the highlights, because there are a lot of those.
Yeah.
Just based on that, I mean, just how exciting will it be to have a player of that caliber back on the defense? I mean, especially in you guys.
Yeah, I mean, a great player, great guy, and a great leader. And also a guy that I can learn from. You know, he's been doing this for, I believe, 3 years now. Kind of just picking his brain, see how he see things, trying to see how he play as fast as he do, and kind of just get better each and every day as he leads us.
How has he been mentoring you guys, especially the younger linebackers? I mean, he's a young linebacker himself, but as he rehabs and he's on the sideline and he's trying to remain connected as possible, what is some of the tidbits he's giving you guys?
Yeah, for me, so it's kind of like after every correction my coach give me, he kind of tap on my shoulder because he sit behind me in the linebacker room, kind of tap on my shoulder and be like, you could have went over this block, or you could have used this hand a little bit more to get over that block, to deflate that block, or you could have ripped over instead of Xing off on that block. Just small little things to get me closer to the ball, and just small things to make me a better player.
Florida guy, SEC, I'm leading somewhere with this.
Yeah.
Have you ever played football in Denver, in the city of Denver?
Never.
What kind of advice can you get from a guy like Javonte as far as how to manage yourself and your oxygen levels up in the Mountain City, because altitude is a problem for visitors?
Yeah, so all I hear is hydration is real big when you go up to high altitude. So I'm going to do my best job hydrating throughout this week and hydrating on the plane and while we're there in Denver, and try to be at my best game.
After a strong performance defensively last week, what are the expectations this week?
Getting better. We out on the grass this week, correcting things that we may have messed up last week, and just getting better each and every day.
Appreciate it, Mark.
Thank you.
What did you guys do well on defense last week that you think you can go ahead and take to Denver?
I feel like it was good. Like we were getting takeaways, you know what I mean? I feel like we did a good job against like the runners. Obviously, QB runs hurt us a little bit and added to their rushing yards. But I feel like we did a better job against like true runs. Did a good job of getting off the field on third down.
What was it for you to see Overshown back out there with his enthusiasm?
Oh man, I saw him in the pads and I started jumping up and down. Man, I was excited, bro, because I know he's been wanting to be out here. Keeps a smile on his face the whole time, but that boy loves football, and we love having him out there, and he has great energy. Love seeing him fly around. So seeing him, knowing that he's on the way back, was exciting.
It's hard to win in Denver. Cowboys haven't won up there in a while. What does it take from a health standpoint? We're talking drinking water, getting yourself ready and acclimated to playing up there.
You got to be on your P's and Q's every week, but just even more so this week. Definitely stuff that you can't really control in terms of environment, but like you can control what you put in your body. how you prepare as far as like fueling, hydration, you know, taking care of yourself to make sure you minimize the effect as much as possible.
How do you see this opportunity this week? Charlie talked about trying to stack wins together for you guys as a team.
I feel like it's an opportunity to do that. Another championship opportunity this week. You know, we got 10 more guaranteed. Anything after that is opportunities that we earn. So it's just another week for us to maximize what we have in terms of the opportunity. It's a good team too. So.
There you go. Your window's open now. How are you feeling? When do you think you can come back?
Yeah, you know, I'm feeling pretty good. Obviously, you know, kind of working through some aches and stuff, you know, getting back in the groove. Realistically, you know, based on how I feel tomorrow, we're going to, you know, see if I can go this week. If not, for sure next week.
What's it been like just watching from the sideline? I mean, I don't know the last time you were hurt. I mean, it's been a weird experience, a learning experience.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely been weird. I mean, especially like, you know, day to day, you know, I'm in there for, you know, 6-7 hours out of my day, you know, away from the guys. So it's definitely weird. And, you know, especially the away games, watching from home was such a different experience. And, you know, obviously, you know, they have all the, you know, hot mics on Dax, so I know every call that's coming when I'm watching from home. So it's a little weird that way, but, you know, I'm just glad to be back with the guys and getting after it.
Are you just chilling on the couch, or you were like, or what are you doing when you're watching?
No, I'm up. You know, I'm trying to, you know, based on formation and stuff, you kind of have an idea, at least I do, of, you know, what play's coming. You know, I was kind of still in game mode. You know, who am I IDing? You know, what are different dudes doing? So, no, I was still locked in, trying to do as much as I could from home.
Offense has had injuries, but still scoring a lot. You know, still one of the top offenses in the NFL. What's it been like to watch from your perspective, just to see them continue and watch Dak the way he's been playing?
I mean, it's just awesome just to see it, you know, as a whole grow, and just the way Dak's playing. You know, I think, you know, Dak's a dude that gets, you know, a lot of unwanted hate, and, you know, just to go out there and prove everybody wrong, you know, year in, year out, it's just exciting to see. And, you know, we're continuing to grow and, you know, continuing to get better.
Javonte had a run, his first run, where he ran through a guy, and it kind of seemed like a tone-setting thing. When you see, especially you watching the sidelines and from home, Javonte have physical runs, what does that do for you guys as a line? What does that do for you as a lineman?
I mean, it just fires you up. You know, when you get a running back that you know is going to fall forward for at least 4, and it gets you really fired up. You know, he's a dude that, you know, looks for contact. He's running dudes over, you know, breaking tackles, and it just fires you up. And I think that's one of the reasons, you know, our offense has been so efficient, is that run game's really been there, and, you know, that's a lot of thanks to him.
It felt great. You know, it's truly a blessing to be able to play the game of football again. It's one of those things where you don't know how good you have it until it's gone, you know. So just be back out there in football, definitely a little emotional before the game, but I'm glad I was able to go out there and help my team to get a win.
What did they tell you about trying to play in Denver? What you need to do to get ready for that?
Just be prepared for the noise. It's going to be a great environment. They're playing really good football right now, and then just be ready for what they bring on defense. So I'm very excited for the challenge that they present this weekend.
As a group of offensive linemen, is this game made a little something because Javonte's going back to where he wants to play?
Definitely. You know, it doesn't matter who we're playing, when we're playing, what time we're playing. We always want to open up holes for Javonte to eat.
Javonte had a run in his first run where he ran through Marshawn Lattimore, a really physical play. When he has a play like that, what does that do for you guys as linemen when you see your running back have a physical tone-setting play like that?
Oh, it definitely fires us up. Definitely fires us up.
Does he impress you sometimes with how physical he is?
Definitely, yeah. He's super physical, and you love to see that from your running back.